I've been standing 10 toes with this guy right here, QB16 right here, QB1 in Jacksonville since 2021. So my guy, he's going to have a bounce back year. He's going to have a great year with Liam Cohen, Greg Udinski and the crew, man. It's going to be a great year for Trevor Lawrence. But what's going on, y'all? It's been a while. It's your boy Deej. Been posting a lot more content on my TikTok recently. My cousin DeAndre, shout out to him, Set Apart Gardens. Make sure you check him out. He talked about one thing, and if you really want to be, really want to try to get your content up, you just got to be consistent. That's something I've lacked, I can't admit. So Big Cuz taught me something right there. You just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent with the content and just putting stuff out. And I think the biggest thing is football. With football, college football comes back this week. NFL is next week, so I'm super pumped. I'm super excited, and I can just feel the energy flowing. Today was a great day today too, as we near closer to week 1 next week. Cut down day was today, so teams had until 4 o'clock Eastern time to get their rosters to the 53-man requirement. The 53-man roster, and the Jaguars, of course, finalized that today. They released a lot of players, so we're going to go over a lot of guys who got cut. We're going to first start out with the guys that made the team or are going to be on the team so far. So let's first start out right. Obviously, we're using overloads for the Jaguars depth chart / roster. So obviously, we'll start from the top, how they got it. We'll start with wide receivers. So Brian Thomas Jr. at left, De'Ami Brown at right, and we have Travis Hunter in the slot. So no shockers there. BTJ, I'm expecting great things. I know there's kind of been some, there's been some ups and downs in camps with him. Heard some drop issues and whatnot, but he's also had some really good days in camp as well. And again, I remember when Jamar Chase, I kind of go back to it every time. Jamar Chase in his rookie year, just had a drop issue. It was an issue in camp, and he came in, and since then he's been an all-pro, top 3 wide receiver, and he's now the best wide receiver in football now. So again, I just think it's it's just one of those kind of things, just getting those early flaws, out of your system to start camp. You want to do it now, and don't want to do it later. So I think BTJ is going to be fine. I have no concerns there. De'Ami Brown, good to see him. He's going to be on the outside. I think we'll move him around as well. He's going to play a big part in this offense. Very physical as well, really underrated and physical. And I think, obviously, when you look at his numbers last year, when he got the opportunities, he was really good. And I think, again, he's just a really good scheme fit in this Liam Cohen offense and the screen game. Same with BTJ and Travis Hunter. We're going to feed these guys a lot of screens, get the ball in their hands, let them make plays, specifically Travis Hunter. Just get the ball in his hands and let him cook. Parker Washington, no surprise there. He's going to be wide receiver 4. And Austin Trammell makes the cut. He makes the roster as well. Now, I was watching UCF Jaguar. Things could change here, right? Jaguars could look to add more depth in the wide receiver position, obviously, as well, because obviously Travis Hunter, he'll kind of, again, major in offense, minor in defense. So you could look to add more depth. Austin Trammell could be a practice squad candidate despite making the team. Jacoby Myers requested a trade from the Raiders due to a contract dispute. So could the Jaguars make a move to go hit him? The Jaguars were in the mix per Sean Payton that Devon Vele was in. Kind of, Jaguars showed interest in Devon Vele, but he ended up going to the Saints for a 4th and 7th round pick. So the Saints ended up picking him up and trading for him from Denver. So I think the Jaguars are in the mix to add a wide receiver at some point this season or before week 1. They want to add some more depth, which I don't blame them. But I'm expecting, again, just big things from BTJ to really, have a sophomore surge. De'Ami Brown to play well. Travis Hunter is going to be excellent as a playmaker, and really, we're going to see him make plays in Parker Washington. Offensive line, Walker Little at left tackle, Ezra Cleveland left guard, Wyatt Nealon, 3rd-round pick out of Virginia, West Virginia. He'll play guard. He'll be kind of our swing tackle, play guard, play tackle. Robert Hainsey at center. Jonah Monheim from USC who we drafted later in the draft. I think it was a 7th-round pick. Really played well in the preseason. He'll be our center too. Patrick McCarry, we gave him a big deal, 3-year deal in free agency. Has positional versatility, could play all 5 positions, but we got him at right guard. Chuma Adoga, similar, can play guard, tackle. And then we have Anton Harrison now. Same thing, kind of going off what UCF Jaguar talked about. The offensive line's been a shuffle for the Jaguars. We've seen Anton Harrison kind of play his old spot in college and left tackle, Walker Little at right. So I think there's still some uncertainty around the offensive line. I think the only lock, kind of like talking or just hearing Jordan DeLugo, Jaguars Daily, talk about it. Ezra Cleveland is really a lock. He's the only lock, like starter-wise, or just like he's a lock there. But the Jaguars, we'll see kind of who will be out there week 1. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing here as well so far. And I think Anton Harrison, I stand on this, is our most talented tackle on the team. I think he is a future Pro Bowler in the making. And he has the opportunity to play very well in this Liam Cohen scheme. Tight ends, we got Brenton Strange at tight end 1. Excited for him. I think he's going to play well, and really he's got that versatility as a receiver and as a blocker, and he's really had a good camp, and just gotten a lot of rave from his teammates. Johnny Munt, coming over from Minnesota with Greg Udinsky, and Hunter Long made some plays in the preseason. So those are our 3 tight ends. And then, of course, breaking news, Trevor Lawrence made the team, guys. Let's go, man. Let's go. Trevor Lawrence. I'm just playing, guys. But Trevor Lawrence, obviously, QB1. Nick Mullins, QB2. Same thing from what I'm hearing, too. I can't lie. It kind of is a bit concerning. The Jaguars, pray to God Trevor Lawrence stays healthy. Trevor's got to stay healthy, and Trevor's got to show that consistency, want to be healthy and play well, of course. But Nick Mullins, he was okay in the preseason, but he wasn't great. So, you're definitely a little bit iffy about the quarterback situation from the backup position. You know what I'm saying? So there's that there. And then running back. Now, running back's another conversation. It can go anywhere with this running back room. Travis Etienne is slated as RB1, but kind of in the preseason when you watch, he started the Pittsburgh game, then Etienne came in with the second team, then the next game, Tank starts, then it's Etienne, and then in that other preseason game, the starters didn't play, and nobody really played that. The only notable guy that played that third and final preseason game was Mason Smith, but that was because that was his first game action in a while, so they just got him out here to really get some experience and playing time. But it could go anywhere. I think it's going to, for now, be Etienne and Tank to start the season. However, there is a lot of hype, or there's a good bit of hype with Bashal Tutin. Bashal Tutin, man, he was running hard in the preseason. He had that one big 10-yard run where, got stopped, but he just kept churning. The offensive line gave him some help, and you need those plays, man. You need those plays. We've seen Tank Bigsby have those as well. We saw it last year, but Bashal Tutin, I think, really separated himself just as a pure runner. And when you talk about Etienne and Tank Bigsby, those two do have noticeable flaws. Travis Etienne is not a pure running back. He is not a power back. Now he has the size to break tackles, and I saw him run well in between the tackles. He can, but the problem is there's vision concerns. Both Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne, they don't properly see, holes open up and, run through them. And, that's a concern. Tank Bigsby, Etienne is good in pass protection, so that's not a concern. He's good in the receiving game. But Tank Bigsby, while he's probably a better runner than Etienne, he has ball handling issues. He has fumble issues. He has some fumble issues there, and struggles to catch the ball, and he struggles in pass protection. So there are noticeable flaws between these two guys. So what I'm trying to say is we could see Bashal Tutin, and I think Liam Cohen, he loves Bashal Tutin. We could see Bashal Tutin really early, and one of these guys, Etienne or Tank Bigsby, whoever kind of falls out of favor, we could see later down the stretch could be traded before the deadline, because I think Bashal Tutin is gaining a lot of momentum down the stretch to play. And then LaQuint Allen, he was amazing in pass protection, probably our best pure pass protector. Has the versatility to catch the ball out of the backfield and just has noticeable size to really just do well. And obviously we just have that depth. So got those 4 guys. Now we transition to defense. Left edge, Trayvon Walker at 1, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Danny Strigo, undrafted free agent, who made some plays throughout the preseason, made the team. So congratulations to him. And we're going to get to another guy in just a moment. Nose tackle, we got Devon Hamilton and Austin Johnson. Austin Johnson's been a really good starter / rotational defensive lineman for the Giants, for the Chargers. Wherever he's been, he's played very well as a rotational and can start if need be. Eric Armstead, you're hoping he's healthy and ready to go for week 1. And he's back in his natural position at defensive tackle. Thank the Lord. Cough, cough. Ryan Nielsen had him playing edge, and it was just annoying to watch last year. And it's crazy. He was actually winning a lot when I watched some clips at edge, but the problem was, again, he needs to be playing inside. Mason Smith, again, will be D tackle 2. And Colin Saunders, who we traded Luke Fortner for, is in here as well. So we've got a nice rotation up front, and I think we're much more talented, a lot faster, a lot more athletic than what we tried it out there last year. Again, just want to highlight just how Ryan Nielsen just had these guys playing overweight. All of our edge rushers were big, more defensive tackles playing on the edge. It just didn't make no sense. And again, we'll get into a lot of other guys who didn't make the team as well in a second. And then obviously we have Josh Hines Allen. Big shout out to him, by the way. His son rung the bell at the hospital. I think he's fully in remission and cancer free. So just all glory to God there, and just continuous prayers for his family. Just very happy for him and his family there. So big shout out to JHA and the fam. DeJuan Smoot, Big Smoot is back. Big Smoot is a Jacksonville local legend. Well, not local, but he's done a lot for Jacksonville in the community, and he's always been a really good, solid player for us. So good to have him back. And he played very well. He played really well to make this team. He was making plays in the preseason, so we're hoping to get kind of that 2017 Smoot back before his injury. Spent last season with Buffalo, but he's really a kind of that role Jaguar for life type of guy. So Big Smoot in town. And then BJ Green from Colorado, has just been outstanding. Just pressure, sacks. He has been playing out of his mind in the preseason. If there was a defensive MVP, defensive player of the preseason for the Jags, it's been BJ Green. He definitely earned this spot 100%. And then linebacker, Foye Oluokun, Jack Kaiser, Devin Lloyd, Ventrell Miller at middle, and then Sam. We have Dennis Gardeck, notable starter for the Arizona Cardinals, so he can kind of play on the ball, off the ball, can give us some versatility off the edge. Yasir Abdullah continues to do well and make the team, so good for him. And then at corner, we got Jarian Jones and then Travis Hunter, right? Minor on defense, right? Major on offense, minor on defense. Then you've got obviously Jarian Jones starting at left corner. Right corner, we have Tyson Campbell. And then in the nickel, we have Jordan Lewis. And then we have Christian Braswell. Man, I've been advocating for Christian Braswell to make the team. Now, Monteric Brown is on the roster, but he is on injured reserve, so we could call up somebody from this spot, or he's been hurt. And then we have Andrew Wingard. Dewey Wingard back. He's healthy, and he's our starting free safety. Listen, Andrew Wingard, when he has started or just when he's been kind of a rotational safety, dude has just made some, just plays, man. He just goes out there and makes plays. He's physical. He tackles. And when we need a play, Dewey just makes plays, man. And he forces fumble. Like, he'll force a fumble. When we need a play on defense, Dewey just makes plays, man, when you need it the most. So good to see him back, as a starter. And then you have Eric Murray, who was signed to free agency, played solid. It was solid for Houston, so you're hoping he can bring that, if better, here. Antonio Johnson, Darnell Savage at safety, and then Rayon Lane from Navy, special teamer, made the team as well as a starting safety. And then at special teams, best kicker in football, Cam Little. Logan Cook, best punter in football, Ross Matisic. And then kick return, punt return will be a mix of Parker Washington, Tank Bixby, and Austin Trammell. So there is your 53-man roster for the Jags. Again, offensively, I think we're going to play very well. I think at some point we are going to make a move to add to the wide receiver room. And just kind of going off what I kind of recorded in my Jaguars TikTok, I'm just expecting, the Jaguars to play really well and really bounce back. And I think the coaching, the culture, you'll see that, to start the season and go beyond. I think there'll still be some ups, there'll be some downs, but overall, I expect the Jaguars to be 9-8, second in the AFC South, and to make an appearance in the playoffs, to make the playoffs. And I'm hoping we can exceed those expectations and be better than what I predict. Defensively, I think it's more wait and see with the defense. I think up front we are very talented, we're versatile, and I think we're going to see our defense make a lot more plays. I'm just happy that everyone's kind of back playing at their, I can't say it enough, just playing at their natural weights are there. And we've got some notable guys and veterans, and then Travis Hunter will kind of add an athletic element too, and then just having some veterans in the back end like Murray and Wingard, and then hopefully Tyson Campbell, will kind of shake off those preseason woes as well and really play well. And I think Jordan Lewis is going to make a big impact. Before we end this video, I want to go over who we cut. Now, I know we cut Chad Muma, and the writing was on the wall for him to get cut. Dude has just been he's just been a clip for ankles. Dude has been a clip to get his ankles taken. Started with Bijan in his rookie year, and then Malik Washington. My goodness gracious, just making Chad Muma look sorry, man. And Chad Muma, it was a questionable pick too, to pick two linebackers. Like, we picked Devin Lloyd in the first round, so you don't think we take another linebacker. But Trent Baalke decided to take Chad Muma, and we didn't need another linebacker. We didn't need another one. And Chad Muma has mainly been a special teamer. He's kind of shuffled in and out, and just doesn't, we kind of just saw the flaws with Chad Muma. Doesn't tackle well in space. Just hasn't been able to, really stay on the field consistently. That one was just a bad pick. A lot of guys from Trent Baalke's past picks, from their picks, didn't make this team as well. That's noticeable. Javon Foster, former tackle / guard, did not make the team. He was a 4th-round pick last year. So that's another thing. I'm trying to go right here to just list out the guys who we did cut today. So DeAndre Prince, who was a 5th-round pick last year for Ole Miss, did not make the team. Cameron Silman Craig, notable player for Colorado, he didn't make the team. He was an undrafted free agent this year. He'll probably be on the practice squad. Chad Muma, again, didn't make the team. Jaquindon Jackson, running back. Jordan Jefferson, again, a lot of these Trent Baalke picks. Jordan Jefferson was a 4th-round pick last year. Did not make the team, so we could see him on the practice squad. Javon Foster, I think a lot of these guys will be on the practice squad or could find homes elsewhere. But, again, 4th-round pick, drafted him in the 4th round, didn't make the team. So that, it's definitely, I would say that's disappointing. It's very disappointing. And you're kind of seeing, that's what happens, too, when you get new regime in here. A lot of those guys, too, that the old regime drafted, that they were high on, but then you go into camp and off season, those guys are just kind of doomed not to make it. Jabbar Muhammad from Oregon, he was undrafted, didn't make the team. Seth Hennigan, no surprise there. Sean Bowman, tight end, didn't make the team. Chandler Brayboy got cut. Cam Kemper, wide receiver. James Carpenter, defensive line. Jerome Carvin, another Baalke pick. Miles Cole did not make the team. Again, it's very alarming. It's very alarming for the Jaguars that, man, Gladstone was like, man, yeah, y'all out of here. Y'all weren't my picks, and it's like a slap in the face to Trent Baalke. Like, dude. Now, I will give Trent Baalke credit. His early picks, Brian Thomas Jr., Jarian Jones. My man's did good, but after that, my man's he ain't looking too good with these. Now, I expect this guy to see him I better see him on the practice squad. I hope the Jaguars don't let him go. He better be on the practice squad at least, Branson Combs, linebacker, dude, he made a push to make the team. He made a strong push to make the team. Just obviously with Jack Kaiser, notable pick there. He just kind of, just didn't have the spot for him. But I could see him, in the mix at some point in case injuries happen. John Copenhaver, cut. Ethan Downs, Patrick Herbert, another bulky slash, notable, like 4th, 5th round pick. Tyler Lacey did not make the team. Darius Lassiter, Ricky Lee, Kiwi Rose, Dorian Singer, Danico Slaughter. Oh my gosh, yeah, he had to go. Danico, if y'all watched the preseason, specifically this is what made, and also, by the way, Spencer Rattler was QB1. He was named QB1 for the Saints. Man, I tell you, Danico Slaughter, oh my goodness. The last name, it was him getting slaughtered out there. He got owned in that game-winning drive. He was getting cooked bad. So no surprise that he didn't make the team. Aiden White and Sal Wormley. And then we traded Fred Johnson back to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 7th round pick. Eli Panicle, and then obviously Josh Cephas, Trent Irwin, Quentin Morris. These were official release plays. Daniel Thomas as well, longtime Jaguar. Kind of another one of those bulky picks from the previous round. I think he was a Dave Caldwell pick, actually. But Daniel Thomas, I think that came down to Ryu Lane. That was a competition. And Daniel Thomas has been one of our top special team safeties / players over the last several years. But Ryu Lane, him being back healthy, and I think he kind of separated himself, and he is a current regime pick. So he got in over there. So a lot of those guys, 2 guys I named, were waived players. So what that means, too, is that if they clear waivers, the Jaguars could add them to the practice squad, to their practice squad if they clear waivers and don't get picked up by another team. Now, a lot of those guys I mentioned, they could be picked up by other teams, and the official release players were those guys, kind of like Quentin Morris, Trent Irwin, Daniel Thomas, John Wofford, and more, are officially released, so the Jaguars could. And I think there's 20 spots that you can add to the practice squad. You can have up to 20 players on the squad, and they can make a nice, little $25,000. That's pretty good. So, that is the official 53-man roster for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, just super excited, getting ready to go for week 1. And again, I expect, just big things for the Jags. And notable things I could see down the line, adding a veteran wide receiver. Bashal Tutin could be RB1 down the stretch. A lot of the late round bulky picks from the bulky regime are gone. They are no longer on the Jaguars. So again, pretty alarming. And just again, expecting big things from Trevor Lawrence to really bounce back and kind of prove a lot of doubters wrong, a lot of naysayers per se and stuff like that. But again, now I will say though, Trevor's also too got to step up this year. He has got to play. He's got to be on the field, and he has got to play well. We will go as far as Trevor Lawrence goes, so I'm not excusing Trevor as well. He got the bag. He got paid. It's time for Trevor, like he said on that show on Rick Eisen. It's time to go. He's got to step up. He's got to be better, and with staying healthy and on the field, but also make noticeable improvement. However, I will give him a lot of credit. He has been phenomenal in training camp. That's why I really think that momentum is going to carry into the season. He has been outstanding coming off that shoulder, those injuries. He looks primed for a breakout season in his 5th year. And also one last thing to note, and very disappointing news today. Caleb Ransall, a guy who I expected to make an immediate impact, he is out for the season, was placed on injured reserve, I think he had a leg or an ankle injury. He is out for the season. So, 3rd round pick out of Tulane, very disappointed, and just sad for him. Won't be able to see him this year. So that's why you saw like a Darnell Savage make the team. I think Darnell Savage was going to get cut. If Caleb Ransall is healthy, I think Darnell Savage gets cut personally. But hopefully we'll get Ransall. He'll make a full recovery and be fully healthy. And, just wish him the best in his recovery. And hopefully we can get him back and ready for next year. But yeah, guys, that's the 53-man roster for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm super excited. Week 1 is is on the way. College football this week. And, just let me know more content on the way. We'll probably make some college football picks too. So y'all have a blessed one. Peace.